Hey friends, Travis Lee here with an update on what's going on in the ever-changing world of real estate. Surely you have seen the coverage about the class action lawsuit brought against NAR, the National Association of Realtors, and many brokerages across the country. I've always said that only about 12% of us real estate guys and gals are worth the space we take up. The other 88% of underperforming agents are getting a serious real estate reality check. As the compensation landscape changes, it's time for agents, teams, and brokerages to look at the ways this reality check will improve the industry's reputation. In the wake of the settlement, which has received preliminary approval by the courts, agents and brokers alike anticipate changes to how agents are compensated. As you can imagine, there are a lot of thoughts and opinions out there. Almost every agent has a different viewpoint as to how to move forward with how they run their business. One thing has been made crystal clear, though. In general, the public does not understand how real estate works. The consensus, based on recent headlines and conversations with clients, seems to be that the 6% commission model is going away and buyer's agents will no longer be free. Well, commissions have always been negotiable and buyer's agents' fees have never been free. If most Americans think the 6% commission is mandatory, it's because the agents they've worked with haven't communicated well. I predict, notice I didn't say hope, that consumers will benefit from bad agents leaving the industry when the new changes take place. If most Americans think they're paying too much in commissions, that's because the agents they've worked with haven't been providing outstanding service. Price only becomes an issue in the absence of value. A fantastic quote by our Canadian friend Mark Walker that couldn't be more relevant than it is in today's climate. Here's something I'll bet you didn't know. 49% of all licensed agents nationwide, and there are about 2 million of us, sold just one home or none at all last year, according to the Consumer Federation of America. If you were having surgery, would you trust a surgeon who only performs one procedure each year? Why in the world would we expect consumers to take that same risk with what is likely their greatest financial asset? It's time for the real estate industry to admit that we are where we are because many traditional real estate brokerages and associations have prioritized profit over service. Consumers will benefit from agents leaving, and here's how. The more licensed agents there are, the more the associations make in dues. The more low-producing agents there are at a brokerage, the more that brokerage makes in splits. So why raise standards? Supporting fewer, better agents is in direct contrast to how the industry was set up to operate. It's not a good look to raise standards because you're forced to, but that's exactly what's happening to our industry. The public conversation around the settlement has made it more apparent than ever that we absolutely have to make some changes. The real estate industry has always been plagued by agents who got into the business to chase a quick buck. We've got to weed these agents out, and by increasing the complexity of the transaction, this settlement will do just that. The new standards will require that agents have a signed buyer's representation agreement. Many agents will drop out of the industry simply because they're not skilled enough to justify why someone should work with them and get them to sign a document making crystal clear their business parameters. Rather than push back against this trend, we need to lean into it. If subpar part-time agents drop out of the industry, it's a good thing. At the same time, we need to make it easier for extraordinary agents to not only serve more consumers, but also to actively train and mentor the next generation. Brokers will need to become way more selective. We see that already being set in motion via the continued ascendance of the top-tier, best-in-class agent whose reputation carries them through all market cycles into the communities they serve. Increasing adoption of the team model has also helped a great deal on this front, allowing team leaders to delegate and scale beyond what they would have been able to do as solo agents, while they also taking on a player coach role for newer agents who get to learn via the experienced agents' assistance. There's great room for improvement here as well. Most brokerages were simply not built to serve highly productive teams that consistently work on multiple transactions involving multiple team members. In fact, most brokerages fought against the expansion of the team model for many years. The processes in software that work fine for 49% of agents doing one or no deals a year can become extremely burdensome and clunky for teams managing dozens of transactions at once. There are some companies that have specifically invested in streamlining workflows for teams, but this will need to continue to be an area of focus for the industry moving forward. My final thoughts: we need to accept that changing the way we operate will impact some companies' bottom lines. Fewer agents in the industry will mean fewer desk fees paid and fewer subscriptions purchased. But if that means more Americans get to work with excellent agents when buying or selling a home, agents who take their fiduciary responsibilities seriously, that's what matters most. This is a critical opportunity for us to regain the public's trust and shed our used car salesman reputation by proactively raising the bar because we choose to, not because our backs are against the wall. In action, this looks like increased transparency from industry organizations, brokerages, and individual agents, something that the 12% set of us have been doing all along. Let's be honest about how we got here and actually do the work to elevate our industry moving forward, even if that means some agents and companies won't be able to keep up. I really appreciate your time and attention, but I most especially appreciate the confidence you, my clients, place in me, and I look forward to hearing from you when you need me next. Till next time, TL out.